As the ongoing conflict in Gaza approaches its 2-year mark, officials in Cairo decided to highlight the efforts by the Egyptian Red Crescent in the enclave. At least 35,000 volunteers have worked non-stop to collect, pack and plan the delivery of aid from countries and international organizations. Egypt invited dozens of its foreign ambassadors to celebrate these efforts, asking their governments to help end the conflict in Gaza.
We urge the international community to put pressure on Israel to reach a ceasefire and allow immediate access to the humanitarian aid that the enclave needs. We need enough aid to match the magnitude of the man-made humanitarian catastrophe and hunger that has been inflicted. The Israeli occupation intentionally created this hunger.
The event comes just a few days after a UN report dismissed accusations that Egypt hindered the flow of humanitarian aid in Gaza. Instead, the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs accused Israel of slowing down and blocking the aid.
Egypt is in a situation that is not easy as a country. Egypt has always been trying to do its utmost. Egypt is, in that sense, making all efforts to stop the fighting, making all efforts to bring the parties together. Today's event is exactly to prove that all the news around the criticisms that we hear around Egypt's role or non-role are really not that justified.
We need, I would say, the facts to be available to everybody, and we don't have even to defend, our role and what we are doing. I think everything is clear, and everybody knows what we are doing. Rafah, it has two places, Rafah in Sinai and Rafah in Palestine. So our Rafah is always open. The problem is in Rafah in the Palestinian territories, which is under control of the Israeli army.
Since the conflict between Hamas fighters and Israel began in October 2023, a total of nearly 572,000 tons of aid, 81,000 tons of fuel and 1.2 million meals entered Gaza during the past 2 years through Egypt. At the Egyptian side of the Rafah border crossing, thousands of trucks are still stranded near the border, loaded with more aid and waiting to enter Gaza.
Egypt made a presentation about the magnitude of aid it helped deliver to the Palestinians in Gaza. Yet the North African country admits what has been achieved is far from enough to lift the dark conditions Palestinians live in. Meanwhile, the Israeli plans to expand its military activities in Gaza City only promises more misery for the Palestinians. Adel Mahroui, CGTN, Cairo.